The Justice Department today announcing it's investigating a cyber attack of Hillary Clinton's campaign operations. According to the Clinton campaign, hackers accessed an analytics data program that is maintained by the Democratic National Committee. This following cyber attacks against two other Democratic Party groups. We learned today that the FBI is investigating a breach at the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. And sources tell Fox News it may be related to an earlier cyber attack against the Democratic National Committee, suggesting the attackers are looking to possibly harvest data on Democratic donors and supporters. What else could it possibly be? Joining us tonight, Congressman Ron DeSantis of Florida, member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, as well as the Judiciary and Oversight Committees. Great to have you with us, Congressman.
Good evening.
This has been quite a week for the Democrats, for the DNC, now the Congressional Conference Committee, the Campaign Committee of the Congress for the Democrats. I mean, what's going on here? Do you have a sense of it?
Well, I don't know exactly who's behind it, but I think if you see the ease with which this political information is being intercepted, just think about Secretary Clinton's home-brewed email server. There was a question about whether that was intercepted or not. Comey said he didn't know, but if it had happened, they wouldn't have been able to tell. I don't think there's any question that all of her communications have been intercepted by hostile agents. And so I just think it shows the political stuff. There's obviously influence that maybe someone's trying to do an election. That's a legitimate issue. But I think the ease with which they're getting this information, really reflecting back on Hillary and her homebrew server, all of those classified emails, I believe, have been intercepted by hostile powers.
Are you surprised, are you impressed by the fact that your nominee, Donald Trump, is the first one who instantly went from these cyber attacks to the issue of her homebrew server, her use of a personal email system for official government business?
Well, the thing was, I think that they ended up stepping on themselves because they said, you shouldn't be talking about this. This involves serious security issues. It's a cyber attack potentially by Russia, which very well may be true. But that only serves to highlight all the issues with Secretary Clinton's server. They had always said, oh, it's about yoga, it's about wedding parties and all this stuff. Well, actually, probably not. There was probably some significant information on there, and perhaps it was Russia, but I bet you there were multiple intelligence agencies who intercepted that information.
And the FBI, while not implying that, effectively insinuated it by saying they couldn't say as to whether or not that had indeed occurred. Robbie Mook, Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, he is the one who injected Russia and national security into the entire discussion with this fantastic, if you will, insinuation about Russia's role in that cyber attack and the WikiLeaks leak.
Yeah, and I think that ends up hurting her standing. And so I think they were trying to respond to what Trump was criticizing them for, but I actually think they ended up digging the hole much deeper, and I think really underscored a lot of the concerns that we had in the Congress about this email setup. When you're talking about information at the top secret level on an email server that not only wasn't meant for that, it was less secure than a Gmail account. And so I think when that information's out, you assume that stuff has been taken. Any intelligence agency, even a stateless hacker worth their salt, is going to be able to get that information.
Congress, what do you make of what Donald Trump also said, charging the Democrats with being in utter denial, ignoring the world in which Hillary Clinton has played a sizable role in Syria, in Libya, in Egypt, and destabilizing a significant part of the region?
I think if you look at her tenure, it's remarkable. she was almost like a King Midas in reverse. Everything she touched ended up going bad. You talked about the Russian reset. You talk about Syria. You talk about the Libyan intervention, which has really led to a huge increase in jihadists operating in northern Africa. You talk about pushing out Mubarak and then paving the way for the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. And, of course, the rise of ISIS occurred on her and President Obama's watch. And so it's not even that she made mistakes. Yes, she did. It's just everywhere you look is a policy failure when she was the Secretary of State.
And when you hear the Justice Department, the FBI say that they're going to hold whoever did break into the DNC and the DCCC, if I've got enough C's in that, you're going to hold them accountable. I can't recall, Congressman, maybe you can help me out. I can't remember anyone being held accountable, not China, not Russia. The only one I can think of would be Guccifer, but that would be really, the only one I could think of.
Well, yeah, Lou, remember, about a year ago...
Guccifer, the Romanian hacker, I should point out.
Yeah, exactly. About a year ago, there was the hack on the Office of Personnel Management background check files. That was millions and millions of Americans,
as many
and then
as
by
30
extension,
million.
Many million more of their family, because you have to list everything, people that you're associated with, your family. Nobody has been held accountable for what is one of the most massive breaches of security in the country's history. So I hope that they're trying to do that on that wavelength, but they just haven't done anything, and that really does put some of our people at risk.
Congressman Ron DeSantis, good to have you with us. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.